Welcome to Wednesday, May 6th. You survived Cinco de Mayo. I'm Colby with Mitten Fitness. Today you're going to need one heavy object and a timer. Alright, let's get to a warm-up. Today we've got a new warm-up. It's going to be as many repetitions as possible for 6 minutes. This is a warm-up, so take it smooth and slow. Focus more on technique than speed. You're going to have 3 side-to-side deep lunges and sumo twists, which is a new move. I'll show you that. Then you're going to have 6 overhead squats. You can do those with a PVC or just your hands up. And then we'll have 9 wall slides, and you'll rotate through those moves until the 6 minutes are up. So you're setting a timer for this. All right. So for those side-to-side deep lunges and sumo twists, they're a little different. You're going to start with that first deep lunge. Nice long stride. Getting that deep lunge in. Then you are twisting. You can put your hands on the ground to do this. Walking the hands to your opposite foot so that that left hand is touching that right foot. You're in a nice wide sumo stance, and then you're reaching up with that free right hand. Alright? Then you'll come down into a deep lunge on that right side, and then walk it back to the left, where your right hand will be on that left foot in that sumo stance, and reaching that left hand up to the sky. Your eyes should follow. Alright, that was just 2 reps. You're doing 3 each side, left and right on those. Then you've got the overhead squats. If you have a PVC or a band, you can kind of simulate that overhead squat with the bar. If not, just put your hands up. Find that squat stance. Butt back and down and up. Down, parallel or below, and up. Your midline is nice and stable. That band, if you're using one, or PVC, should slice you right in half at the top, be directly overhead, and should follow the plane down as best as possible. Hopefully mine is. And back up. You're doing 6 of those overhead squats. Then you'll do 9 wall slides. So find a wall, sit up against that, tailbone all the way against the wall, back up completely against the wall, shoulders, everything's against the wall. Hands are up, elbows are up in that 90. Knuckles should be touching the wall, elbows should be touching the wall. You're going to go up, keeping the hands and elbows on the wall, and down as far as you can, keeping the knuckles and elbows on the wall. Back up. You're going to do 9 wall slides. Okay? After those, you go right back up to the side-to-side deep lunge and sumo twists, and repeat until your 6-minute timer goes off. Alright, press pause, have fun with that warm-up. I'll see you right back here for strength. To show you that sumo, or to show you that side plank and clamshell, you're going to get down on the ground, and you're going to basically tuck the knees in and the heels in toward your glutes. You're going to plank up on the one arm and the one knee, and then you're going to clamshell it. And then you'll switch sides. Again, you're doing 20 seconds of work each. All right, welcome back. Hopefully you're good and warmed up. We've got a couple of supersets today for strength. 30 seconds of rest in between, 4 different movements. First 2 movements you'll do 4 sets of, then you work into the other 2 movements for that second superset. The first superset, we've got Dumbbell Sumo Goodmornings, 4 sets of 12 to 15 reps, and then tall kneeling Arnold presses, 4 sets of 8 to 10 reps each side on those. You'll do 4 sets of each of those movements. On that last set of kneeling Arnold presses, you will transition during that 30 seconds rest into the second superset, starting with Goblet Bulgarian split squats, of which you'll do 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps, rest 30 seconds. That fourth movement to be in strength for that second superset is side plank and clamshell. You're doing 20 seconds on each side for those, resting for 30 seconds, going back up to those Goblet Bulgarian split squats until you've done 4 sets of each of those 2 movements in that second superset. All right, so for those movements, first up in that first movement of the first superset, you've got Dumbbell Sumo Goodmornings. Whether it's a dumbbell or kettlebell, whatever your heavy object is, I've got a kettlebell. Get it safely racked and to the back, okay? Hanging out right there. Now these are Sumo Goodmornings, so that just means wide stance. So go out into your wide sumo stance. Control that weight, keep the midline stable, push the hips back. Feel the stretch in the hamstrings and then come up. You do not have to be parallel to the ground for these. In fact, you just want to make sure you keep the midline stable, that it doesn't collapse. Keeping it stable, feeling the stretch, coming back up. Push the butt back, midline stable, back up. All right, those are Dumbbell Sumo Goodmornings. Again, be careful transitioning that weight to your back. Tall kneeling Arnolds are very similar to the half kneeling Arnolds we've done before. With those, you're on both knees, tall kneeling. So your body is straight and in line, perpendicular to the ground. You're keeping that midline stable. And then starting with the palm facing you, pretty much racked in front, and then you're gonna push up and out, rotating out at the top, back in, palm facing, up, palm out. Palm facing, palm out. All right, and that's 8 to 10 reps each side on the tall kneeling arms. So you'll switch arms and do 10 more reps. Then go back up to those Dumbbell Sumo Goodmornings. Now, after that last set of tall kneeling Arnolds, you're gonna transition into the Goblet Bulgarian split squat for that second superset, the start of that second superset. You're actually gonna need a chair or a bench or an Ottoman end table, something to rest your foot on for these. All right, so for these, you're gonna get that weight up into the goblet position. You're gonna put the top of your foot onto your chair, bench, whatever you're using. And then you're gonna squat in that goblet position. So your midline is stable. Try to form a 90 with that front leg, so that you're out enough from whatever your object is that you're resting that other foot on, down and up. These are tough, really work the glute and quad. It's good, it's a great exercise. Make sure you're keeping that midline stable on those, chest up, holding that goblet in the proper position. After you do 8 to 12 reps of those Bulgarian split squats each leg, you're gonna rest 30 seconds and go into 20 seconds worth of a half plank clamshell. This is a new movement. It's a tough movement. You're gonna basically bring your heels toward your butt with your knees bent in kind of a V position. You're gonna go up onto your arm and then onto one knee. That's Leo. From there, you're gonna clamshell open and down. So you're balancing on that one knee. Your feet are together but off the ground. 20 seconds worth each side for the side plank clamshell. Really working those abductors on those legs, on those side plank and clamshells. All right, after those side plank and clamshells, then you go back to the Goblet Bulgarian split squats and back through until you've done 4 sets of each of those movements, and then you'll be done with strength. Press pause, go to it. I'll meet you back here for conditioning. Okay, good job on that strength. Welcome back to conditioning. Today we've got a 12-minute AMRAP, as many repetitions as possible, of 2 different movements. You're starting with 3 reps each of single arm dumbbell push presses. That's going to be each arm, 3 of each arm, followed by 3 dumbbell back squats. Then for the next round, you're going to increase by 3 reps each movement for each round. All right, so the next round is going to be 6 single arm dumbbell push presses, remembering that's each arm. So left, right is a rep, and then 6 dumbbell back squats, and then it jumps to 9, and so on and so forth until the 12 minutes are up for that AMRAP. All right, so single arm dumbbell push presses. You guys are pretty familiar with these. Safely get that object into the racked position. If it's light enough to curl, great. If it's something you need to clean up, just clean it. Shrug it up there. With the push press, remember you're hip width apart on the stance, and you do get to dip. So you're dipping to position 1, your back straight, vertical, as if it were against a wall, and then you're using this knee extension, hip extension to drive that weight up. And when you're cycling, it's going to look like this. All right? So 3 each side for that. Switch arms, do 3 more, and then move to those back squats. Not sure why I'm putting this weight away. For those back squats, it is a single dumbbell back squat. So be careful again, getting that weight up behind the back. Grab it equally with both hands. Find that comfortable squat stance, wider than your normal stance. And you are going to push the butt back and down, keeping your chest up as much as possible, head up. Good. And down, parallel below, back up for 3 reps, and then 6 reps, and then 9 reps, and so on. All right. That is your conditioning for today. Press pause, start that 12-minute clock, and have fun with it. We'll see you back here for a cool down. All right, welcome back for a very necessary cool down. You always have the option to do the shutdown challenge before you do this cool down. It's in the description below. Today's cool down involves the lizard pose. You're going to do 30 seconds each side on that one. You can do that dynamic or static. And then the world's greatest stretch. With the world's greatest stretch, we're going to rest 30 seconds in each pose. I'm going to show you that now. So start with the world's greatest stretch. Get in that plank position. Then bring your right foot on the outside of that right hand. You're going to leave that left hand planted. You're going to lift that right hand up and try to bring that right elbow to the ground. That is a very strong word, try. Don't, not everybody should be able to, so don't worry about it if you can't, but the point is you're stretching this area right here. Your hamstring, your groin area is opening up. So we're gonna hold this position for about 30 seconds. So from this position, you're gonna go into a pigeon pose. So you can leave that left arm planked and just bring that leg under. Right leg under. Lower yourself onto your elbows if you can. If you can bring your head down, great. But you're gonna hang into this pigeon pose for 30 seconds. You can kind of rock back and forth. Take deep breaths, try to stretch lower each time, but hold that position for about 30 seconds. After the pigeon, come on up into a straight leg. Hamstring stretch. Bring that toe up. If you can reach that toe, pull it toward you, and you're stretching this, holding this position for about 30 seconds. If you want to do a more dynamic release and stretch for that 30 seconds, you can. And then lastly, keeping that foot forward, you're going to work into a hip flexor stretch. Bring those hands overhead, push them toward the ceiling and lower, feeling that stretch in the hip flexor. I'll switch sides for you just so you can see. Again, hands toward the ceiling, lower the leg, arch the back, feeling that stretch here. And hold for about 30 seconds for that pose. And then do the opposite side. Again, holding 30 seconds for each of those poses of the world's greatest stretch. All right, for that lizard pose, you're gonna get down on the ground. You're gonna have your right leg is forward, left hand on the ground. You're gonna grab that left foot with your right hand. And then you're gonna kind of ease forward, stretching that hip flexor area and that quad attachment, and just kind of leaning forward into that. Now you can gradually hold and breathe, and every time you exhale, try to stretch a little further for 30 solid seconds. Or you, again, can go dynamic with that and release the tension, go back in. Trying to get a deeper stretch, though, each time on that hip flexor front area. I'll do it with the opposite leg. You might get a better view. So again, grabbing your right foot with your left hand, and just bringing that left foot forward so that you can kind of lean in and stretch that hip flexor area. Really good quad stretch here too. And if you can, bring that chest up high. And again, you can either do that static, trying to stretch a little deeper each breath, or releasing and dynamically going deeper. So that is the lizard pose. That's your cool down for today. I'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks for joining Mitten Fitness, CrossFit Dexter, for these quarantine, stay home, get ripped workouts. All right, congratulations. You have graduated into a new shutdown challenge. The last one was challenging, to say the least, especially at the very end with all those reps that have accumulated. Nobody expected to be closed this long, but thanks for challenging yourselves and sticking with it. We've got a new challenge for you starting today, Saturday, April 18th. All right, so the new challenge has accumulating 1 full minute of elbow planking Also, after that, accumulating 1 full minute of hollow holds. After that, you're going to do 48 push-ups, more push-ups, but think how ready you'll be for Murph. And then after the 48 push-ups, you're going to do 10 light, emphasize light goblet squats. Okay? So this is going to increase daily by 5 seconds on the holds for the plank and the hollow hold, by 1 push-up, and by 2 light goblet squats each day that we continue to be closed due to this virus that's out there. All right, so let's show you the movements. Elbow plank, you probably know, but I'm going to show you. Down on those elbows, on the balls of those toes, your core is engaged. You're pressing down, pressing into that ground with your elbows and your feet, your toes. Really pressing down, really squeezing the abs, squeezing pretty much every possible muscle you can during this hold to get the most out of it. All right, that is your elbow plank. Hollow hold. Make that bowl with your body. Leg raise, arms up and out. Make sure your shoulders are off the ground. Basically only touching the ground from the center of your back to your tailbone and holding. Engage that core. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Push-ups. Push-ups you know. Push-ups you love. And start in that full plank position. Down, chest to the ground. Elbows are in, either 45 degrees or tighter, and up. Push-up. Now if you don't have the full strict push-up, no problem. Go to your knees, down, up, and if you need to scale that even further, find that coffee table, bench chair, side of your rig, and do your push-ups into that object. All right, then last but not least, goblet squats. This is not necessarily light, but it is a kettlebell in the goblet position. Elbows are in, nice and racked. Your goblet is hugging your chest. Squat stance for these, and you're going to start with that butt back. So push the butt and hips back, down, parallel or below, and back up. Have a blast with this shutdown challenge. It doesn't matter when during the day you do this. It is meant to be as well as your normal workout for the day. You can do it throughout the day, piece it up, do it throughout the day. You can do it before you go to bed. You can do it as soon as you wake up. It's your workout, it's your challenge. Just have fun with it. Thanks, guys. Hey folks, really appreciate you tuning in. Please do us a favor, press that like button, subscribe, find us on Facebook, find us on Instagram, like us, follow us. Stay healthy.